This is the Samsung Galaxy S5. It is Samsung's flagship from the year 2014. Hi, and welcome to my video, and Happy New Year when this video gets uploaded. It is 2023. So, before we start, for you who don't know what I do in this video, I'm going to be looking at old phones, old flagships from the past, see if they're worth buying, worth using, worth owning in 2023. Right? Originally it was supposed to be 2022, but then it kind of got pushed back and that, so it's 2023 now. I'll be reviewing phones from the last 5-6 years, so the phone could be as old as 2010 upwards. So I've got multiple phones to do, but this time and this video is the Samsung Galaxy S5. It is the 2014 phone from Samsung. It comes with 16 gigs of ROM and 2 gigs of RAM and Android 6. I have two of the phones because memory is the biggest nightmare of having one of these phones in 2023. It only has 16 gigabytes of ROM, and that isn't enough to house Call of Duty Mobile because the game itself is like 20 gigs and it's bigger than this phone can handle. But I did manage to get Call of Duty Mobile working on this phone, as you'll see later on in the video. So this is basically just to see if the phone is worth buying, basically. For memory, you have expandable storage, so you've got an SD card slot where you can add your SD card. I just dropped my mic, so I do apologize about the annoying noises that you're hearing. But yeah, so I've been using this phone for roughly a week to 2 weeks. Mostly, I would say 3 weeks I've been using it for, because it's to test a couple of aspects. I had so much fun actually using this phone, right? Because my normal phone is an Oppo Find X3 Lite, and it's a great phone, but when I was using this phone, the microphone to the phone, to the Samsung S5 was so much more better than my Oppo. I mean, it was louder, clearer, crisper. Oh my god, it was just like I was listening to a complete and utter different phone. But it's a pretty good phone from 2014. It only runs Android 6 because that's the latest software it can handle. There are ROMs out there where you can put Android 10 on it, Android 11 on it. You can put higher Android onto the phone. But yeah, it has a built-in fingerprint, not in the screen, but it's not the best fingerprint, as you can see. You'll see me swipe it a couple of times, and it will not automatic. It just takes a little bit of time to get used to. You've got to swipe it, and it's kind of annoying. It does work sometimes instantly, but then other times it doesn't. I'm going to show you photos and video. It's not going to be the best because, like I said, I've been using the phone and I've been basically just taking photos here and there randomly, not really caring for where I do it. You can just see me activating my screen recorder because that's how I managed to capture the games. In this video, you will see camera footage and gameplay footage, and you will see Wall of Insanity, Mind Cell, and a couple of other games. Oh, and Call of Duty Mobile. This is what the recording will look like, as you can kind of see on my screen. This is where you see a couple of flickers with the screen. It kind of shows it's an old screen. You can see the it looks like one of those CRT TVs where it's like have a line that would just move. But other than that, it's not really noticeable. You don't really notice it that much. So we're going to get into the photo test and the camera test and all that, and game test in 3 seconds. But it is a removable back. Here we go. Here are the photos. So these are just random photos that I took. So nighttime photos, daytime photos. As you can see, it goes really well. I did cover up those number plates there, but you could tell the camera quality to this phone is pretty good. So if you want to use it for photos, that's me, my partner, and my son. They're both standing together. As you can see, the camera to this phone is really good for 2022. It's not the best, it's not the greatest, it's not compared to Samsung's latest or Apple or iPhone. It's not the latest to any of those on such, but it is really good. We're going to get to the gameplay footage. As you can see now, the music you're going to hear is basically my song that I made back in 2014 at the time of this phone being at its best. This one here is Mind Cell. So you will see some jumps. I will say a couple bits more after you see the gameplay. So I'm going to stop talking so you can see the video footage and the gameplay.
It's too late now. I remember you and me, and how careless we could be.
All day and all night, we'd stay up, it felt so right. We were so young, we were so dumb. We would get drunk and then hook up. We were okay, we were alright, staying awake till the sunrise. We were in love, couldn't stop us, like a good drug, never enough. We'd hook up in my car, driving so far, play your guitar, you'd show me your art, let down our guards, think with our hearts, stare at the stars. We were never apart, drinking too young, way too much fun, out in the sun, hoping when it's gone. Took you to prom, dance to our song, dance all night long till the lights come on. Late now, I remember everything, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be. Nights, long fights, it felt right, we were alive. We would go out, we were so loud, we were so proud, we had no doubts. Weekends and weekdays, we'd spend our own way. We were careless, we were fearless, we were reckless, time was precious. We loved to waste time, whiskey and wine, drinking all night, asleep by your side. Finally alive, we would just drive, never arrive. Our journey was live, staying out late, testing our fate, running away. We live for today, young and so bold, never get old. Screw what we're told, we can't be controlled. It's too late now, I remember everything, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be.
did. And we're back on the phone anyways. So one thing with this phone is you cannot use YouTube on Android 6 or any phone that is running it, because the app asks you to download the update like it just did, but when you go download the update button is not there. It's just open or uninstall. You can't uninstall and then reinstall, then it'll work only temporarily, but there is a workaround where you download the desktop app onto your home screen and then you get everything on there. As you see me swiping, the screen literally looks like it's running at like 25 hertz, where you have to keep in mind it is a 2014 device, 2014 technology, so therefore you're not going to get your 60 hertz, your 120 hertz, you're not going to get your 10K, 4K display, you're only going to get 1080p. But the 1080p display is basically good enough and it suffices you. It literally is a decent type of phone. Oh yeah, my games are in the background, as you can kind of see. They were just there trying to make the background look pretty, but I think I did okay. But you could tell the phone is really good for 2022. It is a hard thing to choose from because the memory is the worst thing, but you can still play games on there, but not all games. But as it's old technology, you won't be able to play things like CSR Racing 2. It's downloadable, but it just would not work. As you're now going to see, there's the camera footage. As you can kind of see, a little bit more depth in camera. You will see the quality, the resolution, etc., etc. But I could just say the phone is worth it in 2023. I would mean, if you are looking for like a first phone for your kids, then yeah, or like a phone just to kind of disconnect from the world a little bit and just to have a phone, I would say it is good. It's got Fingerprint, so it's very future proof. It's basically a phone that you got expandable storage for. So I would say it is worth buying in 2023. So with that, right, this phone is worth buying. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.